I'm ready to roll.
Let's do it.
All right. Good morning.
Just there you go. Now you can start.
Good morning. We welcome all of you who join us for the 35th annual K through 12 Human Rights Arts Competition Awards event sponsored by the Tompkins County Office of Human Rights. I am Ken Clark, Director of the office. Since 1988, this event has highlighted award-winning artwork, poetry, and video by individuals and classes, which interpret one or all 30 of the articles of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the first international statement to clearly articulate fundamental human rights to be affirmed and protected. We are so glad you could join us today to celebrate the hard work of students and teachers. While we highlight the award-winning work in particular, we also celebrate in general the work of every student and class who made submissions. This year, we returned to the practice of holding this event on International Human Rights Day, December 10th. On this day, in 1948, 74 years ago, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in Paris, France. It was written in the aftermath of World War II and the creation of the United Nations. This declaration emerged from an international effort to prevent the atrocities of that global war from being repeated. It was intended to be a roadmap, guaranteeing the rights stated in its 30 articles that will complement the United Nations Charter. Written by individuals of diverse ethnic, cultural, and religious backgrounds and professions from every region of the world. This declaration outlines essential human rights to be protected. If I could just interrupt for 1 minute and just ask that someone who may have their audio on, we're hearing background noise, and if you could mute, we would appreciate it very much. Thank you. Women played a central role in the creation of the Declaration of Universal Human Rights. For the sake of time, I will highlight just 5 of them. The drafting committee which wrote the declaration was chaired by Eleanor Roosevelt, the widow of the 32nd President of the United States, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. She also chaired the Commission on Human Rights, of which the drafting committee was a part. Hansa Mehta from India was the vice chair of the commission. She has been credited with changing a key phrase in Article 1 of the Declaration, from all men are born free and equal to all human beings are born free and equal. Minerva Bernardino of the Dominican Republic advocated for the inclusion of the equality of women and men in the preamble or introduction of the Declaration. Begum Shaista Ikramola, a Pakistani, argued for the inclusion of equal rights in marriage in Article 16 to oppose child marriage and forced marriage. Bodil Begtrup of Denmark championed for inclusive language throughout the Declaration, that is, to use all and everyone instead of all men. She also argued, unsuccessfully, for the rights of vulnerable populations, then called minorities, to be spelled out in the Declaration. The diverse planners who drafted the Declaration are symbolic of the diverse students who participated in this year's competition. They used their distinctive voices and perspectives to affirm what is written in youthforhumanrights.org's booklet, What Are Human Rights? And that is, to quote, every person is entitled to certain rights simply by the fact that they are a human being, unquote. I know the adults in the Zoom room know this, but I want to emphasize for our young viewers another quote from this booklet. And it says, these rights are for your protection against people who might want to harm or hurt you. They are also here to help us get along with each other and to live in peace, unquote. What you've learned and created about human rights are not only lessons for the classroom or entries for competition. They are lessons for life. They let you know that you are entitled as an individual and as a member of a community to certain rights, and it teaches us how to live in community with others. Through what you've learned, you have been empowered to promote justice, that is the right ordering of relations, and peace, which Martin Luther King Jr. said is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of justice. Know that knowledge gives you power, and with that power, you can make a difference. Again, thank you all for being with us this morning. We're now going to begin the award segment of the program, beginning with K-2 grade students. Before I go further, I want to thank the staff of the Office of Human Rights, Carmen Arroyo, our staff assistant, and Lourdes Cabrera, who is a program aide, for all that they did to help to make this happen, and also to Rob Henry, who is from the Tompkins County Communications Department, was with us this morning, and Dominic Recchio, who's the director of the Communications Department, as well as all who served as judges from the Human Rights Commission and from local citizens as well who participated. So now Rob from County Communications will share his screen to get us started. Okay, Robin, you can go on to the next screen. Okay, and then you can go to the next. Okay, I just did that. Okay, these are the 30 Universal Declaration, the 30 articles of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, with which our students are well familiar. Next screen. And now we announce our winners. For visual arts, grades 3 through 5. I'm sorry, I made a mistake by saying K through 2. Okay. The Right to a Safe Place by Kevin Lucas Jimenez. First place, Corrine Smith from R.C. Buckley Elementary. Second place, Marsha Axtell, R.C. Buckley Elementary. Kevin Lucas Jimenez, R.C. Buckley Elementary. And for honorable mention, I'm not able to see, not able to read the name, Rob. Could you tell me what that name is?
Give me 1 sec. I'll change how I'm sharing that.
Okay, thank you.
Is that any better? Probably not.
Okay. Yeah, if we can get that little gray thing out of the way.
If I can figure out how to. Nope.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. Honorable mention.
It just went. There we go.
Virginia Gagliano from Fall Creek Elementary. Sorry for the technical difficulty. Excuse me. And so these are our winners in the 3 to 5 category. We can now go to our next screen. Visual arts for grades 6 through 8. And the winners are, for first place, The Sunset Speaker by Eleanor Clark from Boynton Middle School, top left. Second place, Infinite Beliefs, One World by Iona Perry, Boynton Middle School, bottom left. Third place, Everyone Has a Voice by Charlotte McClintock, Boynton Middle School, middle. An honorable mention, Freedom of Speech by Evelyn Parrish and Madison Oaks from Boynton Middle School, on the right. Poetry, grades 3 through 5. Black by Sam Tamborel, Cayuga Heights Elementary, and Eliza Dvorak, R.C. Buckley Elementary, who submitted the poem, Now I Am Helpless. We also have as a winner for the submission. Everyone gets to decide what they want to be when they grow up, by Elise Hollenbeck from R.C. Buckley Elementary, and My Choice by Elena Fortes, R.C. Buckley Elementary. Poetry from grades 6 through 8. Okay, the winners are Isabella Voorhees from Boynton Middle School, Christopher Ericciello from Boynton Middle School, and Katie Breen from Boynton Middle School. And let me read the names of their submissions. Isabella's poem was Haikus of Right 19, The Freedom to Think and Say What You Want. From Christopher, Silence. And from Katie, we have The Right to Be Free from Slavery. Honorable mention is Ariana Thompson from Boynton Middle School. We have a right to be treated fairly by the law. Poetry class entries from grades 3 through 5. Thoughts on a Better World by the Moon Room of Bell Sherman Elementary. One submission says human rights are like a vine. The second is the music Moon Room's Thoughts on a Better World, the title of the entry, and Human Rights by Soraya, it looks like. Also from the Moon Room, I Want a Better World by Johnny. We Have a Right by Zant, and No Torture by Noel. Also, We Have Rights by William. We Have the Right to Be in Peace by Giselle, and Have Good Life by Sid. We Have the Rights by Kat, Right Together Peacefully by Mary, and We Have the Rights by Harper. Second place, a collection of poems by the Neptune Room of Bell Sherman, Human Rights by Daniel, and Human Rights by Rowan. Then You Have the Right to Do Anything by Boothania. Human Rights by Ishar, I'm sorry. Human Rights by Amelia, and Black History by Sebastian. Human Rights by Naomi. Human Rights Haikus by Luke. Human Rights by Eloise. Human Rights by Justin. Rights by Cam. Human Rights Haikus by Lincoln. Human Rights by Andres. Now visual arts class entries K through 3. First place, we have Rights by the Lightning Bug Room at Bell Sherman. Kindergartners. And the educator is Jill Hellerman. Second place, Human Rights book by the Star Room at Bell Sherman. Maggie submitted on Article 3, Rights to Life, Liberty, and Personal Security. You have the right to be free and feel safe. And by Lewis, the right to own property, Article number 17. The educator is Eric Rife. And then we have several other submissions from the Star Room. I'm able to read some of those. And also from Jake and Kellen. Jake submitted a rendering for Article 5, freedom from torture and degrading treatment. Nobody has the right to torture or humiliate you. Kellen, Article number 30, no person, group or government anywhere in the world should do anything to destroy these rights. And then more from Amy, Mason, Niall, made submissions for articles, I think 25, 2 on article number 1. And then from Magnolia, Natalie, I cannot make out the third name, unfortunately, but submission of Article 16. In third place, Human Rights by Tanya Caitlin's Room at Caroline Elementary School. Everyone deserves food and water. We have the right to food and water. Black Lives Matter. We have the right to get married. And then we have the right to marry. All kids have the right to education. We have the right to have access to food and drink. And I cannot make out that last one. We have the right to get together in groups and say what we want. We have the right to food and drink and water. We have the right to get together in a group and say what we feel. A right to eat food. And a right to food. More submissions. When we were born, we all had the right to be human. We should have access to food and water. Everyone has the right to go to school. People have the right to have nutrition. We have a free and safe community, peace and love. Visual arts, including short film and recorded performance grades 6 through 8. The visual class entry is Human Rights Intertwined. First place, Mr. Bushhart's 5th grade class entry, Cayuga Heights Elementary. And for the second place entry, Radio Rights by Mr. Barley's 5th grade class entry from Cayuga Heights. And the educator is Marlena Dorr. First place, Discrimination Bus Stop by Hugo Lloyd, Boynton Middle School. And this is a video.
What's on your shirt? Pride? Oh, no. Queer people aren't allowed to be on the bus. What? No. No dogs on the bus.
disabled. I hurt my ankle ice skating.
Too bad.
What? What's wrong with you? I'll walk.
Wait, no, wait.
Well, we can see why this video won an award. We'll bring our screen back momentarily. Okay. Okay, second place, the winner is The Fight for Human Rights by David Yonker, Hendrix Adams, Miles R. McConaughey, and Sebastian Beliciu from Boynton Middle School. This too is a video.
You should not have to fight for your human rights. Those Rosa Parks, Mahatma Gandhi, and Mr. King Jr. They were all fighting for this thing called human rights. The little black boys should have the right to not only be able to play, but stay with all the rich white boys. Nobody should have to worry about their safety. All of us were born free with equal rights. I think everyone should get a fair trial of fight, because after all, we need rights, am I right or am I right? Everyone should have the human rights. From poor people, black people, every person. None of us should have to fight for human rights. Everyone should be born free from enslavement, because if not, then what did Abe Lincoln fight for in that big war? Think back to 1945. The year Eleanor Roosevelt declared that every soul should get all 30 rights. For a long time, many didn't have the right to education, but the First Lady put a stop to that unfair manifestation. This is why you should not have to fight for your human rights, because we are all human, after all.
Our third place winner is Envisioning Human Rights by Arlo Jones, Orrin Milder, and Eli Porter from Boynton Middle School.
This is our UDHR song by Eli Porter, Arlo Jones Rounds, and Orrin Milder. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have the right to practice religion. We have the right to education, no matter our location, no matter our location. No one can take away our human rights. No one can take away our human rights. We have the right to say what we want to. We have the right to go where we want to. We have the right to sing our own song, yeah. We have the right to go to Taiwan, yeah. No one can take away our human rights. No one can take away our human rights. We have a right to be free from slavery. We have a right to own what we like. We have a right to live in safety. We're all born with equal rights. These rights apply anywhere you can see. These rights are for you and me. No one can take away. No one can take away. Can take away our human rights. No one can take away our human rights. This slideshow and song was made by Arlo Jones Rounds, Orrin Milder, and Eli Porter. Thank you for watching.
Some really great submissions today and during this competition. Honorable mention goes to Elena Sorrentino for Article 28, Boynton Middle School.
Hi, my name is Elena, and I'm going to tell you about the 28th right, which in my opinion is the most important one. Why, you ask? Because the 28th right guarantees freedom and fairness. Just think, if this right had been around for longer, horrible things like slavery might not have happened. Now do you see why this right is so important? But remember, the other rights are important too.
All right. And now we announce the Dorothy Cotton Institute Poetry Prize Awards. The Dorothy Cotton Institute has been a partner with the Office of Human Rights related to the arts competition for a number of years, named for a wonderful civil and human rights activist who lived in our community for 36 years, and from 1982 until her death in 2018. So the Dorothy Cotton Poetry Award, first award goes to the poet from R.C. Buckley Elementary School in Lansing, Paisley Lindstrom, 3rd to 5th grade. Her teacher is Rebecca James. Award goes to the poet from Boynton Middle School here in Ithaca, Henry Bopp, 6th to 8th grade. Teacher is Valerie Evans. And our third poet is from Cayuga Heights Elementary, Ryan Aricciello, and his teacher is Emily Graber. And to the left to right, you see Henry Bopp's poem, We Have a Right from Discrimination. Paisley's in the middle, excuse me, called Everyone Has Rights. And Ryan's to our right, Graber's Gazette, and he wrote 3 haikus. Okay, we are now at just about the close of our ceremony, and we again want to express our gratitude to all of the participant schools, teachers, students, parents, judges, the Dorothy Cotton Institute and the Laura Branca, who does wonderful work in this community. Again, to Carmen and Lourdes, and to Dominic, and to Rob, Henry, who is our engineer, our technical engineer for today. And we just are so appreciative to you, our audience, for being with us today and sharing in the creativity of the young minds that are who are not only just our future, but are now. And in this now, are being shaped to become global citizens and growing toward a commitment towards civic engagement through what they've learned by their engagement with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Thank you all so much for being with us this morning and celebrating the achievement of these wonderful students. To close out our time, we're going to play briefly from a speech that Dr. King gave in Philadelphia some years ago called "What is Your Life's Blueprint?" It was a speech he gave to elementary school children.
and crucial period of your lives. For what you do now and what you decide now at this age may well determine which way your life shall go. And the question is whether you have a proper, a solid, and a sound blueprint. And I want to suggest some of the things that should be in your life's blueprint. Number one, in your life's blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. And always feel that your life has ultimate significance. Secondly, in your life's blueprint, you must have, as a basic principle, the determination to achieve excellence in your various fields of endeavor. You're going to be deciding as the days and the years unfold what you will do in life, what your life's work will be. Once you discover what it will be, set out to do it, and to do it well. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are. Finally, in your life's blueprint must be a commitment to the eternal principles of beauty, love, and justice. Well, life for none of us has been a crystal stair, but we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but by all means, keep moving.
Again, thank you all so much for joining us today.